fly away. It's the first time of today. To dream, believe. You are the strength, you're all I need.
Leading off today for Willard against Waynesville pitcher Carter.
And the first pitch by Pondrum is going to be a single that will get out into right field. Little bobbled on that. And we're going to have a, call it a double off the first pitch. So McGee up to bat now. So McGee with the runner already in scoring position now. Then after this is Hyder following this, then Spring. Pitch down the middle. That is going to be a strike to start this off.
How's it going?
And Tigers again coming in with a 2-5 record here. Bunt is going to remain in fair territory. Runner will be safe. Runner will advance to third. So runners at first and third. Willard, the #1 team in Missouri right now.
Now batting for Willard, the shortstop, number 22, Matthew Angel.
So 2 hits and two batters so far. Angel coming up. After Spring will be Patterson, if we get to that point. And we're going to have a quick discussion here by the coach. Not sure what that's about. But again, thank you for joining us here. Waynesville in the black and orange, Willard in the white and black out there. Look like a double sub on that. So we got runners here trying to score early in this ball game. Fix my camera here so we got the whole field here. My other camera's at the football stadium for soccer. That will be on Saturday, a nice 10 a.m. game for Lady Tigers soccer facing off against the Bulldogs here. Be at Waynesville High School, that ball game. So again, 2 hits in the first 2 batters. That first pitch is going to be away. 0-1 count. And Angel up next here. Trying to get an RBI out of this at bat. And we're going to have a strike on the bunt. So runner will advance. Runners on second and third. 2 runners in scoring position now. Angel chance to get 2 RBIs out of this. If they get anything out of this diamond, it's going to be a foul ball. That is going to go the wrong direction out of the diamond. So 2 strikes now for Angel. Again, we'll be back tomorrow, or we'll be back, not tomorrow, we'll be back on Saturday. So I believe we have a broadcast tomorrow. But we'll be Lady Tigers soccer on that. 2-2 count now after the pitch. So taking a look back at the upcoming schedule here. Taking a look back. Next week we'll have some softball action to start the week off. Be Dixon and Stoutland on the 14th. Then we'll have Waynesville and Parkview soccer on the 15th. Then the 17th, Waynesville Carthage baseball. And then we'll be back at Dixon for some Dixon baseball on the 21st. That is Dixon Newburgh. So full count now out of this and a walk. So bases loaded now after that, no outs. And then following that, on the 22nd, Waynesville versus Nixa. And then Waynesville versus Camdenton baseball. That's 9th grade. And then Waynesville at Rolla will be on the road on the 24th. And then the 26th, we'll start with our MRFL season there, semi-pro football. There'll be Kansas City Panthers against the Missouri Cyclones, a battle of Kansas City and St. Louis on that. That pitch is away. That will bring in a runner. All the runners will advance on the wild pitch. So wild pitch, both runners advance, and that is going to be a ball to lead off for Hyder. And just like that, Willard has a run to start this inning already with no outs. This run is out. That's going to hit the fence. That'll bring in 2. And then Tigers will take a 3-0 lead. So that's a
Now batting for Willard.
2 RBI hit on that. That will be a double. The last runner, Angel, got on by a walk, by the way. And still no outs. Thank you for joining us here again. Spring up to bat, batting in the 9 position for Willard. It's the outfield, by the way, for anybody wondering about that. So 2 strikes to start this at bat already here. Runner still at second. Foul ball. 0-2 count will remain. Extra pitch here coming for Willard. Willard in the white and black. Looks like we got flag football practice just off to the outside of the baseball stadium and the soccer field. New sport Waynesville's offering starting at middle school here. That pitch is going to be away. 1-2 count for spring. Up next, Patterson, Red, and Davis. And this is going to be hit. Can't. And that is caught. Runner will advance on that. That's our first out. So that's the first out of the game. Hyder will move on in the bases, though. So first out. Runner on third. Not a runner on first. Good catch on that last one. Strike down the... just touching the corner, it looked like. Again, we'll have some Dixon softball next week to start the softball season here. Originally planned softball game did not go as planned for that, but we'll have some spring softball action. They'll face the Stoutland Tigers. Lots of Tigers on the schedule. So, 1-2 count as Peterson has a chance to bring in an RBI. 2 RBIs already in the game. Phillips was able to score on a passed ball. And that is a strikeout.
Pondrum records his first strikeout of the day.
So Red coming up to bat with 2 outs here. And a runner still in scoring position. 3-0 in favor of Willard right now.
The second baseman, number 18, Jackson Red.
Playing second base today. Versatile player. Seen him do a little bit of everything.
And the pitch to Red is away. That will be 1-0 count to start off. After this, if Red survives, Davis and Lejeune will come up. Then we'll reset the order and start over again. Again, here's a wind blowing here. If he can get there, that is fair. The run is good. And we're going to go right back to third. That is going to be a authentic triple there. No errors or nothing on that. That is 3 bases with aid of the wind.
Now batting for Willard, the third baseman.
And then Hyder comes in with an RBI. So Red gets the RBI credit off of that. Davis coming up. We're about to cycle through here, but we do have 2 outs. Runner at third. Following Davis, Lejeune, then Phillips. And the pitch down low. That is 2-0. Just missed the plate on that.
4 hits in the inning, everything but a home run for Willard so far. 2-0 pitch.
And the pitch to Willard is a strike. 2-1 count here. Runner on third. 4-0 lead already in this ball game.
Lost to St. Louis Lafayette out of the Wildwood area of St. Louis.
And that is a strike number 2. Almost miscounted there, but one more strike to go. So again, we've had 3 RBIs in this game. One player made it by the pitcher with a pass ball anyway. And Carter Pondrum, he is pitching for the Tigers, if I did not mention that already. He's done a good job this year pitching for Waynesville. And strike on that. That will be strikeout number 3. So Lejeune will come up next. We'll be back for the Tigers line. Tigers here, bottom of the first. Tigers are going to start off with a hit, I believe. Nope, it is out. Caught in the center fielder, it looked like. Good play on that. Sudfin with the hit, though. But he'll go down with an F8 on that. Sar coming up to bat, and then Heberty.
The second baseman.
And Sar is going to foul this into the netting here. 0-1 count for the Tigers.
We were here 2 other times to broadcast Willard baseball. It's been a while. And they were memorable in both accounts.
Sar, big height difference here. Sar's going to foul this back into the, whatever they call that back there, where all the scrap yard waste goes and tree limbs and things. And a strong wind here off to the right. So Sar will still be at bat here. He's still alive right now, at least anyway. Freshman game will follow this. And then on Saturday, we'll have Tiger Soccer. That'll be at Waynesville High School. The Bulldogs will travel to Waynesville, former opponents here, former conference opponents and conference foes. Not so much that way anymore, but still good competition. Rolla, of course, recovering. Several of their schools heavily damaged about a month ago in a tornado there. But all the kids are sorted out in that. This pitch will get away. So pitching is McGee, by the way, if I have not mentioned that. Should write that down so I have that wrote down on my pitch count here. Last pitch was a ball on that one. So 2-2 count. Tigers 30 pitches on the day so far. Quite a few pitches to start. You get 3 innings like that, and you're looking for another pitcher pretty quickly. Foul tip. Still alive. Sar batting. Well, he's batting a good extra 4 or 5 pitches here just off foul balls. Sar keeping a good job to stay alive. I see a car out there that is a bright purple target for a ball at some point here. So full count coming up for the Tigers here. But that car is in the perfect spot for that wind to get the right gust and win the prize. Inside pitch and hit by the batter. So, Tigers have one on base. Heberlein coming up. Heberlein behind the plate during the defensive stand for the Tigers here. Pitch is low. Really, any ball that gets hit here is going to be a hard one to catch. Such a cloud cover up there. So 2 balls to start this set here, and Heberlein doing their best. Heberlein been a pretty good player here this season so far. Tigers have 2 victories this season. Last year they had 3 the entire year, so they are one away from tying that. And 2-1 Tigers. Still on top of the count. Throw to first. Throw is safe.
Is that the last time they had a winning record? No, they didn't have a winning record.
No. We had 3 wins that year. We won district and played 3 district games. Beat Lebanon, I think, in the district game.
So you won as many games in districts as you did the whole season.
Used to be like that in football. But we are still here, and I believe 3-1 count. And looks like the runner strike 2, full count. I was about to say Sar is reaching a little bit out there for his height there. I'm not sure his quickness, but he better be mighty quick if that ball goes to the plate. He's going to go to second. No throw, and it's not going to matter. It's going to be a walk.
Now batting for the Tigers.
And we're going to have 2 on for Waynesville here. It is 4-0 still right now. So Sawyer Baker coming up to bat. Sawyer Baker, he has done fairly well so far. Did get hit by a ball earlier this year, but has not slowed him down. First pitch is a ball. We'll add 4 or 5 pitches to Sar's count. And this is foul. That's a strike number 1. A 1-1 count coming up for the Tigers here.
Then on Tuesday, a nice recovery as Willard beat Nixa 4-1 to go to 2-1 in the season.
Actually, looking out outside of that fence is not Waynesville, by the way. That is the city of St. Robert. And that is the second batter that has been hit now. So bases now loaded here.
Tigers, the shortstop.
And the wind seems to be not helping Willard on the pitching any here. A couple balls getting away. Went out, rode around earlier today on the motorcycle, and the wind, it'll pick you up and it'll move you. First pitch is a strike for Althusius. Thompson, Warren, Hankins, and Pondrum. Next batter's up. Looking back at some more previous games I have in here. Oh, I don't have either of them in here, so that was the book I used for the Tigers there. I had that in. 2 strikes right now for Althusius, and bases loaded. That is close. I think he got lucky with that one there. That is a ball. I think he was about as close as you get to a strike on that one. He was waiting for it. 2-2 now. And McGee has thrown 7, 13, about 15 pitches so far. Foul ball, make it 16 pitches. Now the problem with the Tigers here is if they get a little grounder inside these bases, there's a lot of options here for Willard to force them out. So you want to get the ball outside of the bases. They're going to get second, and they're going to come out on the lucky side of that at least. That's going to be the first out. Runner does score. So Baker was tagged out on that at second base. Runners at first and third for the Tigers. One runner did score, though. Saar did come in to score off of that, so fielder's choice, though. Not a hit, but up to the Willard there to decide the fate of that. 1-1 count here for Thompson. Thompson playing at third tonight. Positions do change, though, later in these games. They don't always stay where they're said they are. And that is going to be off the helmet that time. And all right, we'll get a new pitcher, but Warren up to bat. First pitch is low. So 3 runners on bases for the Tigers. Thompson, Althusius, and Heberlein. Saar, the first runner, able to come around and score eventually on that. Scored on the fielder's choice. And inside pitch, that's going to be a strike. So 2 strikes now, 1 ball for the Tigers. We'll be back again live on Saturday, 10 a.m. for some JV varsity soccer. That's going to be a strikeout. That's number 3. They're going to leave the bases stranded there. We'll be back after this. Tigers. And then Phillips will be next. McGee will be the third batter up.
Co-leaders in hits.
First pitch is away.
So it started today, but
4 runners have scored for Willard in the contest here. Waynesville left 3 stranded in that last inning. They did get 1 run in.
to Lejeune. Next pitch.
And inside, that's going to be a strike.
How'd you like your 90
Seems to have a fairly large strike zone. Set the 1-1 pitch now to Lejeune.
And this is high. That is foul. It could be caught. Nope, wind is going to push it outside the fence.
Now play, it's 1-2.
So 2 strikes now for Lejeune on that. Phillips on deck. Phillips has hit a double and scored.
Lejeune gets back in.
He scored on a wild pitch. And this pitch is away.
Well, many thanks to
So
the
2-2 count.
Willard residents who passed the bond issue on Tuesday. Gets Willard Schools many vast improvements that were much needed.
And the pitch is, that's going to be hit.
Charging in is Althussi.
It's going to be shortstop to first. That is out.
Time for the out.
Good play on that.
1 down, and Jackson Phipps back to
6-3 will lead to the first out. Phillips coming up next.
Number 12, Jackson
Phipps with a
Phillips.
single and a run scored in the first. Back to him here with 1 out in the top of the second.
So Phillips again, he started off with a double on the first pitch, scored on a wild pitch.
The cost of turf fields for football and baseball.
Foul is
Other than that, but
going to hit the grass, and it's going to die right there. It didn't go anywhere.
infrastructure at the schools as well. Just a big thank you to the Willard voters. Strike 1 to Jackson Phipps.
It is Phipps, I believe.
Strike.
Apologize for that. 1-1, by the way. Coming into this, there was 30 pitches for Pondrum.
Pulled away for ball 2.
So 2-1 count now for Phipps. McGee and Angel coming up next. Hyder after that.
2-1 pitch that got away from
And that one
the backstop, and it's 3-1.
Looks like my curveball.
off target just a little bit. That will be ball number 3.
So Jackson Phipps got his 10th hit of the season with that single in first. 3-1 pitch outside for ball 4.
And that will be a walk here. So Phipps will get on base. McGee coming up. McGee made it to base with a single
After Jarrett McGee,
Now
on the
batting
second
for
pitch
Willard,
of his at-bat.
Number 0, Jarrett McGee.
McGee had a bunt single in the first and came around to score.
So McGee coming up to bat.
Engines here after putting 4 on the board in the top of the first.
First pitch is a strike from the Tigers. And that wind is blowing straight out to right field now.
Phipps with his lead from first. Pitch to McGee. Blowing in. Phipps is on the move until
And no throw to second. Runner will advance on the steal.
pretty good jump there. And a big lead, and then
That was a ball on that.
further. Went ahead and took second
No
base.
attempt on the throw.
Willard's second steal today, and their 49th steal of the season now. Just one away from 50.
This pitch is low. Runner will advance to third. They're going to not on the base.
There, and the throw goes in.
Wild pitch. Well, not wild pitch, but the wild throw. That error will result on Waynesville.
Score on the throw to third.
So he will score on the error.
McGee now with empty bases and 1 out.
So Phipps has yet to score off a hit. He scored on a wild pitch and an error. And that will make this
1 on and pulled foul.
5-1.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
So 2-2 count. wrong one. There we go. Now it's on the right one.
2-2 to McGee.
And again, McGee had a single in the first. This pitch is away. So full count here. Next up is Angel. Angel walked in the first inning, able to come around and score. He was brought in by Hyder. Hyder also brought in McGee.
3-2 pitch. McGee hits
And this is going to be a dangerous one here. Tiger's going for it. It is good effort on that. That's going to be a very long single out there. Second time McGee has made it on base with the single.
McGee on for the second time.
Number 22.
53 pitches is the official total for the Tigers on the first pitcher here of the game. Just outside, runner to second. He's going to make it on the steal. So ball and a stolen base.
And is there with one away.
Hyder up next, then Spring.
Dust really blowing across the field here now. That wind is every bit at 20 miles an hour or more, blowing across left field to right.
This pitch is high. That is going to be ball number 2.
Up and it's 2-0 to Matthew Angel. He walked and scored a run in the first. Set with the 2-0 pitch. Sales high and away.
And 3-0 count now, as right now, if your pitching is not in that strike zone, this wind is not going to give you any room for error here, as that wind is kicking up pretty good right now. Willard on second in scoring position. Just one out.
Now ready with a 3-0 count to
Game
Matthew
started about 45 minutes ago, roughly. About 50 minutes ago, actually. It started a little early.
And it's way high, ball 4.
So runner will get the free base. That is another walk in the ball game here.
Second for Willard with 1 out.
So Hayter coming in.
Hyder coming to the plate.
Now batting for Willard. Number 23, Caleb Hyder.
And Angel will, or Hyder, I mean. So Angel will again have an 0-0 count as he continues in this game. He's walked twice.
Runners on the move. The pitch is high. The throw to third is right there, but just a little late.
The runner at third is safe.
The catcher Everly.
That was a close one right there, but
But
not quite able to get the pitch right there.
the season now. 4 here in this inning.
Runners on second and third.
Caleb Hyder.
Hyder's going to, this will be a single. 2
Hyder into
runners come in. Hyder's going to pick up a double there.
double, his third and fourth.
So Hyder's had 2 doubles now in the ball game.
7-1.
And with that, 7-1 lead in favor
Now
of
batting for
Willard
Willard.
right now.
Number 4, Colin Sperry.
For Caleb Hyder.
Rules do still stand. Same rules as normal there. 15 after 3, 10 after 5.
Now at the plate is Colin Sperry. He wants to bunt.
That pitch is away. That's going to be high. The wind got a hold of that one, and it kind of made that pitch go wherever it wanted to. Coming up next is Peterson and then Red.
3 batters for Willard have done the same thing they did in the first inning. Eric McGee with a single, Matthew Angel a walk, Caleb Hyder a double. Drove in 2 runs.
And strike on that.
Pitching in for a strike to Spearing, and it's 1-1. Spearing flying to right his first time.
So Spearing flew out, and he was the only flyout that they have had so far in this ball game.
1 out, 3 runs home in this.
Very nice catch on that out, though, for the Tigers. Oh, this thing is belted in the air.
Out of play. Way. That's against the weight.
Woo. That is a strong hit right there, but just out of bounds. Against the wind resistance on that. Strike number 2.
Spearing back to the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Spearing hammers one of those down the middle. That thing is going out of that fence right there. That hits that ball again. I'd be looking low on the inside. Well, he's gonna get the out at first. Good play on that from third to first.
Now batting for Willard, number 24, Jake Peterson.
Peterson struck out in the first.
3 runs already scored here in this ball game. Second out of the game, or out of the inning.
Away, ball 1.
Still just the second inning here.
Willard with 4 runs in the first and 3 here in the second so far. For a 7-1 lead.
Then 1-0 count for Peterson right now.
1-0 pitch to Jake Peterson, up and in.
That ball just kind of died on the glove right there.
2-0.
It's going to be another ball.
Two balls, no strikes.
Oh, there's the other out. That was 2.
Looks at second.
I wrote the wrong number down. That's fair. Third to first is no good. He dropped it.
First baseman
So that's going to be an error for Waynesville.
5 on the throw.
Runners on first, and looks like the runner will advance to third also.
2 outs. Jackson Red.
Now batting for Willard, number 18, Jackson Red.
So 7-1 Willard with 2 outs here. Runners on the corners. Red up to bat. He had a triple in the first inning.
Red looking to add to Willard's lead here in Waynesville in the second. Runner going for first.
And that pitch is high.
Throw is too late.
Ball is overthrown. Another
Second baseman
run on an error.
on the ball that got into center field is Caleb Hyder.
So 4 runs now in for Willard.
Steal for Peterson. Third error of the inning. Willard with 4 runs across to lead 8.
Peterson would have been out on that if that was not the case.
In for a strike.
So Peterson has taken first and second on errors here in this inning. One count after the strike.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's in the dirt. Blocked by the catcher.
And that pitch is low.
Peterson at second base.
So 2-1 count.
One with runner at second.
Up next is Davis. Davis struck out in the last inning.
2-1 pitch to Jackson Red.
And then if we get past that point, we will reset.
Base hit.
So we're going to
Throw goes into second base and
safe at second on the double RBI.
Peterson comes in to score on the hit by Jackson Red.
So Red's going to get a double and a triple now tonight,
Now batting for Willard, number 3,
along with an RBI.
Tyler Davis.
That's his second RBI.
He's got the triple out of the way.
So 9-1.
Cut off behind
That's what I
the
was
mound.
thinking.
So 2 bases for Jackson Red. It's a 5-run inning and it's 9-1.
And Davis coming up. After this, we will recycle the runners and do it all over again for Willard here if they can continue.
Starting to look north.
1-0. Next one to Davis.
We do have a chance for some rain tonight, so
Tyler Davis struck out in the first inning.
I think the further we go with this score here, the quicker the rain is going to bring good or bad news here.
2 balls, no strikes.
Right now, the Tigers still have a chance to get some runs in. They left 3 stranded in the first inning. Tigers nearly lost the ball off the front of the mound right there. That would have been disastrous with the runner to advance. .30 count right now. I didn't think we had any strikes.
Next one sails high.
And that's going to be 4-0 count. So runners on first and second.
This is this guy's.
And then,
2 on with 2 outs.
So we will recycle the second inning here, and we're going to have the second at-bat for Lejeune. He had a
Now batting
6-3
for Willard,
out to
number
start
5,
the inning.
Rowden Lejeune.
Ground it out to start. You don't want to be the guy that makes 2 outs in the same.
So he was the first out of the inning, and
Let's see if it happens.
that was his first at-bat of the ball game.
5 runs home here in the second for Willard, and a turn and look.
Faking the throw to the back, or at least behind him back there. But decided not to get the throw as the runner retreated back. Pitch. And we're going to take a, well, maybe we won't here. He's walking it off, it looks like.
Right off the side.
No, we got the coaches coming out to check on him, so we're going to take a break here. We'll be back. The bases will be loaded. So Lucas coming in to pinch hit, I believe. Lucas comes in the second here. First appearance in the ball game. 2-0 pitch. He'll be replacing Phipps, temporarily at least anyway. Phipps has scored twice in this ball game. Foul ball. So 2-1 count here for the Tigers. And that is 22, I believe. There's a 20 over there. But I believe that is 22 for Willard. Well, it can't be Angel. Yep. I know. But number 2, I think. If it's number 2, it is Cody Rose out there running, pinch running for the injured player there. So ball 4 on a
Now batting for Willard, number 0, Jarrett McGee.
reset all my little graphs here, and 1, 2, 3. So that is the 10th run, by the way, for Willard here, as my math is doing whatever my math is doing. But either way, it is 0-1 after that first pitch. And that is high. That's going to bring in 1, 2. Third runner will slide. Double on the play. So McGee will get his third hit of the game. He has singled twice
Now
and
batting
doubled
for Willard,
once.
number 22, Matthew Angel.
That is 2 RBIs to his numbers in the ball game. That will bring in Lejeune and Davis. And that will move Lucas Spring. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yep. So these 2 guys are the outs.
All right.
Did I miss a pitch?
So 0-1 count.
I don't know if that's correct. That's from the other. It should be 2 way high.
1 ball, 1 strike to Matthew Angel.
Pretty sure it's 2. No, I think you're right. I switched it to that because that was an old count from the last batter that I did.
So runners at second and third. Angel up to bat.
Second and third for Willard. 2 outs. And Angel
Strike on that. That is the 2-1 count.
See, you're right. No doubt yourself.
Up next is Hyder if he continues here.
Davis at third.
There is 2 outs.
And Tyler Adams at second, running for Jarrett McGee. Pitches a ball. It's 3-1. Matthew Angel is
We have quite a few pitches coming in with this.
3-1 pitch. Swung on. Hit
And that thing is belted.
Sudfin, though, charging until
That will fall on the ground. 2 runners will come in and 2 RBIs.
the wind knocked that down. Did fairly well the other way for Matthew Angel.
So Angel will bring in 2 RBIs and he will make it 2 first. 2 RBIs, scored on an error, and
Thompson
has had 2 doubles in this ball game so far.
spots with Riley Dunkel. Goes to third. Willard is up 14
He doesn't quite have anyone in scoring territory yet here,
plate. He took one
unless he gets that ball really deep out there.
for Willard is Matthew Angel.
That's going to be a strike.
And it's 1-1. Caleb already with 2
So that'll even up the count here.
and he has scored 2 runs.
Oh, he's had 4 runs batted in.
Set the 1-1 pitch. Swung on. Ground ball pretty hard to the second.
The second, that is out. That will end the inning.
Second base for a force. And
That will be a
the over for Waynesville.
Top of the
4-6
second inning
out.
comes to an end. The Tigers come to the bat.
And just like that,
Fouled off, and it's 1-2. Thursday at the Masters, round 1 still being finished up. Justin Rose has a 3-stroke lead of 7 under par. He had it to 8 at one point. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and a jam job hit foul, and a running catch is made by Caleb Hilliard. To the plate. Pitches in for a strike to Pondra. Corey Connors, Bryson DeChambeau, and Scotty Scheffler are all at 4 under par. Scheffler, the defending champion, number 1 ranked player in the world. Pitches fouled out of play, 0-2 to Carter Pondra. Justin Rose stealing the show today at Augusta, going 7 under.
and back here again. Sorry about that. Finished up my snack there. That ball is going to be away. That will be 1-2 count coming up here. It's Carter Pondrum up to bat. Pondrum, the original pitcher here for the Tigers. We are at pitcher number 3. Pitch inside. That's going to be a 2-2 count.
Waynesville's won 3 district championships in its history.
So 14-1 here.
67, 77, and 27. There's a base hit up the middle now.
And this will be a single here for Pondrum.
Hit of the game for Waynesville.
Sudfin coming into the second at-bat of the ball game here. Just the second inning of this game. Seems like a lot longer here. He's going to get a good belt on that. That's going to be out, though. Again, that's going to be F8, and we're going to have an F9 on this one. So Sudfin will get his second flyout of the game to the center fielder. This time he'll give the right fielder a catch. Saar coming up. Saar was hit by a pitch. He's the only Tiger to score in this ball game. He was brought in. Trying to think how he was brought in, how he scored, but I didn't write that down, so he scored somehow. First strike on Saar there. Second strike, actually.
Go to St. Louis for district play this year, and that's kind of been the MO in Class 6. Really no room in Southwest Missouri anymore for Waynesville and Lebanon, so they get shipped off to St. Louis. Class 6 District 2, it'll be a Parkway.
And 1-2 count here.
Pitches the ball, and it's 1-2.
He was hit by a pitch earlier to get on base. And through a series of hit by pitches, this might be the end of the inning here. If one of them catches it, that is going to be out number 3.
We move to the third inning.
So,
Willard
2 fly. It is Spring coming in. Ball is going to be away, ball 1. Spearing has had 2 outs in this ball game. He flew out and he hit to the third base to get the 5-3 out.
Base here in the third inning for your Tigers, number 16, freshman Seth Haynes.
2-0 count for Sparing now. And 2-1 now for Spearing. Up next, Peterson, Red, and Davis after this. Then Lejeune if needed, and then we'll figure out if Phipps comes back in the play or if Lucas will continue to bat in his spot, but we're a little bit of ways from getting there, so strike number 2. And that will make this a full count. And this will be out from second to first. So 4-3 out for the first out of the inning. So Peterson struck out and reached on an error. So he is 0 for 1, or well, 1 for 2 actually. That pitch is high. That's going to be ball number 1. And then Red coming up has 2 RBIs, has a double and a triple. So 1-1 count for Peterson on that. I want to thank all of our sponsors this year, from so many of them to remember, but especially our big ones there, the Dixon School District. So one of our big ones there, Security Bank of Pulaski County. Among others there, Missouri Land Title Company. Strike number 2 on that. Along with just a lot of sponsors there. I'll try them down one day. That ball's away. So Peterson will get a full count here. No runners on base. And foul ball out towards the warming up batters, and luckily that was a soft pitch on that. And Thompson pitching at bat. That's going to be a walk. So Peterson will reach base on an error and a walk now.
Now batting for Willard, number 18, Jackson Red.
And Jackson Red coming up. He brought in an RBI in the first, brought an RBI in the second, scored in the second, and has a couple of multi-base hits in this ball game so far. That pitch is low. And checking on first there, that wind picking up again. Blowing towards the Willard side of the fans over there. For all the rain we had there, we did not get a lot of moisture in this baseball field. It held its own pretty good for its 6 inches of rain that we got or so. So on the third pitch, they're going to make it a 3-0 count. And another walk in the inning here, so that will send Red to first. Peterson will go to second.
Now batting for Willard, number 3, Tyler Davis.
And Davis will come up to bat. Davis struck out to end the first. Davis somehow made it to base in the second inning. Don't ask me how he did, because I did not write that down. And he walked. There we go. There we go. Struck out and walked. That is a ball. So 1-1 count here. Lejeune coming up next.
Southwest Missouri, Lamar is ranked 8th, Fairgrove 9th, and Stockton 10th. Licking receiving votes along with Warsaw.
And that's going to... That is caught. So good out on that play there as Hankins able to pull that ball down. And that's going to be a fly out. That will be out number 2.
Now batting for the Willard Tigers, number 20, Kyler Adams.
So 2 outs here in the third. That is Adams coming in for Lejeune. So 2 pitches, 2 balls to start off here. And first at bat for Adams here, replacing Lejeune. Throw to second is safe. 3-0 count for Willard. So runners now on first and second. And third, actually. Two outs, bases loaded here. Tigers will still get their at-bat at the end of the bottom of the inning here, no matter what.
Now batting for Willard, number 14, Nicholas Lucas.
But a hit in outfield here will force the Tigers to have to get at least 2 runs in order to keep this game alive. 14-1 right now. And Lucas still at bat. That's going to be an error. And everyone is safe. Runner will come in. Peterson will come in. So RBI for Lucas.
Peterson comes in to score.
Now batting at this time for Willard, number 7, Matthew
At the
Burns.
plate now, Matthew Burns. That's in the second spot of the order. He takes outside.
But he will also get an RBI on that. We're going to have ball on the outside. So McGee has scored 3 times. He has brought in 2 batters. He has had 2 singles and a double in this ball game.
So it's 15-1 Willard.
And the bases are still loaded.
2 out in the top of the third. Now the 2-0 pitch.
Inside for the strike. 2-1. And that wind is fiercing up out there.
Looking for his first official
Just enough for a good rain to come out of nowhere.
by a pitch.
Good save by the Tigers on that. Saved a 15-run difference right there.
1 strike count now to Burns.
Following this, we'll have the JV contest.
And a strike.
That will be a strike. We are full count.
Fields will
He'll be off on the pitch.
Here it is on 3-2. Swinging a ground
And this should be an easy out. That is going to be out number 3, so 15-1.
down in the top of the third.
We'll be back. Heberlein, second at bat of the game. He was walked, made it all the way to third before being left stranded.
Cody Rose now playing first base for Willard.
And he's going to get a good hit on this. Willard's going to hang on to that.
Peterson, he went to his knees.
So just like that, all right, and up to bat is Baker. Baker was tagged out at second in the first inning there. He was hit by a pitch to get on base.
Strike call. Gust of wind blows some more dust around the home plate area. Here's the next one. Late swing.
And that is 0-2 count now. Sawyer Baker quickly falling behind here in the count.
In what's called the Eugene Quad the next 2 days, Friday and Saturday in Eugene. We'll play the host team on Friday. Pitch in for a strike and it's
So
0-2.
1-2 count. Althusius up next, then Thompson.
Mexico and Hallsville in that event. Swing and a miss by Baker.
Strikeout for number 2.
There are 2 down.
Althusius up to bat. He made it on base with a fielder's choice.
Carthage on Thursday. First base
Inside is a ball.
for ball 1.
Up next, Thompson and Warren.
Bridge coming in on Saturday at 2 o'clock. We'll broadcast it on WillardTigers.net.
Strike on that. That is 1-1 now.
1 ball, 1 strike. And a very busy week next week.
I want to thank our main sponsor for Tiger Sports, Security Bank of Pulaski County, your local
Wednesday on the road at
home
which will be the
town. I think the ball got,
foul off
I don't know where it went. Looked like it fell off the, caught in the net there.
next week.
That's a foul ball though. That is strike number 2. But you won't hit that pole twice. Strikeout, so that will end the inning. And just like that, Willard back up.
To end
So if the Tigers don't score 5 runs this next inning, this will be the baseball stadium here at the campus of East Elementary. Cruz up to bat, pinch hitting here in the 4th. It is 15-1.
left field.
And Tigers in a have-to-score territory now as... Actually, I think it's 10 after 5, so... They got one more inning to get some stuff done, but if Willard gets a run here, this game is over. So Cruz quickly 3-0 count. 4-0 count. So Cruz will get on base. First runner of the inning.
For Willard, number 2.
Hyder up to bat. So Rose up to bat, number 2 now. So we're subbing in here. Rose 0-1. Thinks about the throw. 1-1 count. Strike 2 on that. So 1-2 count for Rose. It is Spring and Peterson coming up next, then Red. That is hit. That's going to be out. Good catch by the center fielder on that. That will be out number 1. Spearing coming in.
Number 4, Colin Spearing.
Spearing has gone 0-3 in this ball game so far here. He has flew out to the outfield, and then a couple 5-3, 4-3 outs for the Tigers to keep him from the base. Runner at first, though. 1 out. So 2 counts, or 2 strikes here. He's about the only Willard Tiger here that hasn't had great success here. So 1-2 count. He's 1 pitch away from going 0-4. Pitch low, 2-2 count now. So that will even the count. Runner at first. Willard in the white, Waynesville in the black and orange jerseys. So we're going to have our first single for Spearing. And Cruz will advance to third, so first and third
Now
for
batting
Willard.
For Willard, number 24, Jake Peterson.
Jake Peterson up next for Willard Tigers. Never finished the state rankings, got as far as Class 2, and in Class 1, Oran is ranked number 1. St. Elizabeth, that's an old
I believe.
ranked second. Wheatland is third. Hermitage is 7th. Stoutland is nice, a good representation from the area in Class 1, with several others receiving
So
votes.
Spearing
A strike to Peterson.
able to get on base with the single, then put the line on there. Peterson is going to get a pop fly here. That is out.
Throw comes into second base.
And the game potentially winning run is on base. That is out number 2.
Now batting for Willard, number 18, Jackson in red.
RBI for Peterson is his first.
So we'll have an RBI sac fly on that one. And 16-1 now, Willard on top.
First pitch low for ball 1.
So 0-1 count here. Up next is Davis, and then Adams.
In the bottom of the 4th, the game would be over. Still a chance to add to that. Red at the
And inside pitch there, just nearly missed the batter on that one. So Peterson has scored twice, been walked, reached base on an error, and struck out. And that will be a single. So Red will get on base, first and second.
Tyler Davis.
And Davis coming up. Davis struck out in the first, walked in the second, and scored. And then flew out in the third inning. First pitch is away. Davis done a great job here with pitches. He's been mostly dealt balls, but he's had some circumstances here where he's overcome his strikes. Two outs, by the way, not just one. So substitute runner looks like over there at first. Anderson will come in. So Tigers, two Tigers out here. Waynesville is, Waynesville's going to load the bases here with a hit by pitch.
Now batting
And Adams coming up.
Tyler Adams.
Walked in his first time. Or he had a walk.
Yep.
Can't do that now.
So Adams walked earlier this position, successful here. Hit by pitch and an out. Ball gets away. Runners on first, second, and third. So 2-0 count again here. And after this, the JV game will be on here. I'll continue to stream that. 3-0 count. Tigers, the problem is, this is our fourth pitcher. And they're running out of pitchers here. They still got a tournament to go this weekend, so they can't afford to get a lot of pitches early. Should have been ball 4. At least I had ball 4, but... Oh, never mind. We got a strikeout there. I think all of us thought we had balls, and... Oh, that's going to lead to a full count now as Adams, the wind dying down a little bit. Not quite as bad as it was earlier. And he's going to get this up. That's going to result in 2 runs. And that will result in runners on the corners. So he is still at batting 1,000, literally.
Now batting for Willard, number 14, Nicholas Lucas.
So Adams is literally batting 1,000 this season still so far. And that is deep. That is caught. So that's going to be we'll say F7 here. Either way, that's going to be out number 3. So we'll be back for the bottom of the inning with the Tigers. Hankins coming up after that. Strike on Thompson to start. Thompson was hit by a pitch, made it to first before being left stranded in the first inning.
Pitch to Mason Thompson.
2 strikes on that.
Next one is low. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
10,
It'll take 3 runs to keep it going for Waynesville.
1, 2, 3.
Mason Thompson from Jarrett McGee.
And strikeout, first out of the inning here. Warren up to bat. First pitch is a strike. Have to get credit here because Willard doing a great job in the pitching side of things. McGee has thrown, coming into the 63 pitches here, and McGee is still throwing strong out there. So McGee doing a great job here. Really, strike number 2. So in the final inning here, if the Tigers can't get something, Hankins coming to bat. And Tigers down to their last out here. Hankins up to bat. He has an F3, so he was out, caught by the first baseman. I believe that was on a foul ball earlier.
Tiger Date against Columbia Rockbridge. Bring it to you here on WillardTigers.net. 1-0 pitch.
And this is going to be caught. That is ball game.
Final score,
That'll be
Willard 18, your Waynesville Tigers 1.
So final will be 1 and 18.
All
All right, thank you for joining us here. Our final here. It is 18-1. We'll see you later. It has been a pleasure. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys. Nice job.
And